Let's have a quick update on Morningstar. And a warm welcome to one and all. If this is your first time here, I am the coffee obsessed Scruffy trader. Why? Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. He likes the charts as well, although he hasn't liked them this last week or so. I have found the charts incredibly challenging over the last sort of week and a half, and I'm not really expecting any change on the next week. So for all I trade every day, I have an account that can ride out the storm. However, Morningstar is something different. It is a small account, tiny, and I'll show you that in just a second. And because it can't ride the storm out, in other words, you've got to be wait and you've got to be patient, I've had to sit out of it this week, and the chances are I'll sit out of it for the next few days next week. Why? Because I committed to only trade on sort of cable and Euro USD. Now, I may expand that over the course of the next couple of weeks, simply just to give it a chance. Okay. Why did I do that? Well, there's a number of guys wanted to use the 5% as prop fund. And if you're interested, you will see a link for that down in the description. You'll get 5% off. And at the time, it was only using Forex pairs for the sort of criteria that you needed to trade. So I said I would do it based on that. And it's all right. I mean, the hit rate is superb. The money, let's just say it could be better. But that's because I've been limited in my choices. Let me show you. Actually, before I show you, if you look behind me, we've got our little traveling stormtrooper there. Do go in the YouTube community section. There is a little poll, or if you want to have a little chat going, the Telegram I set up for you guys. I set it up for you just to talk amongst yourselves. No unicorn sellers are allowed in there, and if you're a dickhead, you get kicked out, because no bullies or anything like that are allowed in there either. So if you're an over-opinionated barstool manager, sling out. But who's that? Well, that's our little mascot that's going to come travelling with us. But there's a little poll for his name, and we've narrowed it down to Sloppy, Stormy, Stoppy, and Shitshot. But you guys can decide. So you'll find the polls on both of them. Okay. So let's flick over and we'll see what we are up to. Well, if you are wanting to try trading, I do recommend this broker. I use it myself. Very tight spreads, very little to get into it, to be honest. But more importantly, they offer very good leverage at the time of the video. Be careful with your leverage. Because as quick as you make money, you can lose money. But what it does is it gives you a bit of buying power, so you can get into pretty much any product you want. Okay. And they have loads of products. Okay. And they also use, when it comes to platforms, there you go. They use the Web Trader and the MT. I use both. All right. So there we go. Anyway, so let's have a quick look and see why it was a bit of a nightmare in the first place. Well, just pull this back slightly. This is a 4-hour chart. You can see it's been a massive drop. But you'll see that there's no solid levels under here. They're all dotted lines. Now, this was a concern for me. And if you look at my levels are cock on, you know, almost to the pip. Each one of these stall points has been pretty well respected. Now, this is the daily, and it's something that you need to pay attention to. But look at the colossal drop. Because I couldn't gauge the market, in other words, I wasn't sure when it was going to stop this cascade down, my best bet was to sit out of it. And why is that? Because like I said at the start, it's a very small account and it can't take the storm. You know, if you've got a big account, you can weather it a little bit. All right. And yes, you can say, oh, well, if you've got your risk management, then you're fine. Not if it's on a falling knife. What happens is it's definitely death by 1,000 cuts, because you'll think, right, we're coming to the bottom of the market. I'll put my tight stop in. You stopped out. It's come to the bottom of the market. I'll put my tight stop. You stopped out. And it just stops you, stops you, stops you, stops you. And it does more damage than what a wide stop does. So the best thing you can do is sit and wait it out. You know, if you're trading multiple assets, you just look at something else. But because I'm pretty much only trading cable on this, I had no choice but to sit it out. You know, why? Because there is the argument saying, well, why didn't you just short it? Because I had that. You should have just went short. Everyone could see it was going short. Could they? Could they really? Were you going to risk it? Because I wasn't. Because at what point is this market going to bounce? We didn't know. And the one thing I did know within it, if it bounced, it's going to be great. But if it didn't bounce, it's going to cascade quite a way. And as I've just said, it'll be cut, cut, cut. There's an old term, do not catch a falling knife. And that is very true in this instance. So the best position I had was sitting on my hands. I don't make anything, but I don't lose anything either. Right? So that was the feeling behind it. Now there is a quick and easy way to do it. If you drop a Bollinger Band on, you can see the flare. Now that is still screaming down. So this might just be a reprieve. And then if it drops off the floor, well, I haven't got any levels in of any significance of recent history. This could just keep on going. I've got a faint one here, but that is miles away. And if that decides that it's going there, it could wipe the account out. So the best choice was not to trade it in the first place. I hope that makes sense, because sometimes knowing when not to trade is as much, if not more important, than knowing when to trade. Okay, but let's have a look at the figures and we'll see what we're talking about. Well, it was kind of the first month. We did start this in March. If you go through the videos, we started with 350. Drew it, we built it up. You saw me withdraw £40 at the end of the March month so that we could start like a clean slate, and I wanted a little treat for myself at the end of the month. And the hit rate was pretty good. Well, this month, as you can see, the hit rate is superb. Okay, so we started April with 391, and we've just come to the end of it because it's the last day of the month, and I'll update this at the end of each month. We still, even though we've kind of sat out of it since the 22nd, increased the account by 19%. Well, it's nearly 20% increase on 12 positions, and we never lost a trade. 100% hit rate. Okay, which gave a profit on that 391 of 78.02. Now, normally I would take half of it out and then go to the end of the month. I'm not going to this month. Because I didn't trade the full month. I think it's a little bit unfair to take the money out. But my return this month would have been £39. So it was pretty much on par with last month. But we want to springboard it forward. And I also know over the course, it's bank holiday weekend as well. So when you come out of a bank holiday, the markets are a bit erratic. So I might have a week off it next week, because I am exploring crypto for you guys, and I'll concentrate my time on that on the mornings. I'm just going to let it run, and we'll see if we can draw something out for the end of May. Okay, so let us have a look. It's going to be a funny month because going on holiday as well on the 18th, so having a week off in the sun, but I will be trading sitting by a swimming pool. How good is that? So there you go. That is the stats. We're moving into the new month, so it's a clean slate. I've only got 230 quid to do this month to effectively double the account, because if you saw the start of this, that's what I said I would do. I would look to double the account, and this will be the third month in. I've only got 230 to go. We'll see. It could be a bit tight this month, so it might have to run into next month, because it's not all about flipping accounts over and over. That's for those who live in La La Land. They flip accounts all the time, and apparently they're going to be richer than Elon Musk. Good luck with that one. Get back on your bar stool and keep quiet. Let the big boys play. So, there we go. Little bit of a thought from Scruff. But if you are interested, do follow the journey. Do click the subscribe button. Genuinely helps. If you want to see more, click the bell icon or go down in the feed and you'll find my Twitter account where the videos are posted on a daily basis. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.